Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 14, The Disappearance of Lord Krishna. Text number 40. Kachinna bihato bhavai shabdadi bhiramangalai adattam muktam artibhya ashayayat pratishrutam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Has someone addressed you with unfriendly words or threatened you? Could you not give charity to one who asked? Or could you not keep your promise to someone? Purport. A kshatriya or a rich man is sometimes visited by persons who are in need of money. When they are asked for a donation, it is the duty of a possessor of the wealth to give in charity in consideration of the person, place and time. If a kshatriya or a rich man fails to comply with his obligation, he must be very sorry for this discrepancy. Similarly, one should not fail to keep his promise to give in charity. These discrepancies are sometimes caused despondency, and thus failing, a person becomes subjected to criticism, which might also be the cause of Arjuna's plight. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So these are very important conversations to understand the value system which was there in the Vedic culture in earlier days. If you see this chapter, the disappearance of Lord Krishna, it starts with Yudhishthira is awaiting for Arjuna to come back. And he sees no signs. So he speculates, he starts speaking to his younger brother Bhima and thinking something is going wrong. Something inauspicious things are happening. I'm seeing some omens. This is how this chapter begins. As Yudhishthira and Bhima discuss, you see Arjuna coming. So Arjuna coming is explained in this chapter, is presented in this chapter, where what was Arjuna's state when he was coming. So I'll just read those two verses which is connected to today's discussion. So, O Brahmana, Shaunaka, in the Bhagavatam it is addressed to all the rishis there. While Maharaj Yudhishthira, observing the inauspicious signs on the earth at that time, was thus thinking to himself, Arjuna came back from the city of Yadu's Dwaraka. Next verse. When Arjuna bowed at his feet, the king saw that his dejection was unprecedented. There is unprecedented dejection in Arjuna's face, which Yudhishthira has observed. Means they are brothers, elder brother and younger brother. Throughout the life they have seen each other. And the first time, unprecedented dejection which Yudhishthira is seeing in his face. His head was down and the tears glided from his lotus eyes. So as Arjuna was in this state, seeing Arjuna in pale due to heartfelt anxieties, the king, remembering the indication of the sage Narada, questioned him in the midst of friends. He started asking, because Arjuna his face appears to be very dejected. Tears are gliding down from his eyes. And it is very clear something very, very serious has happened. Yudhishthira could make out. And Arjuna is not speaking. He's bowing down his head and standing. Then as a consoling elder brother starts asking, is this the reason? Like someone very dear to us comes crying or somebody is sad. What happened to you? Are you not feeling well? So we try to understand and try to think what could be the reason. So that is what Yudhishthira is doing. He's trying to understand what could have happened. So all these verses from verse number 23, now we are at 40. So all different possible reasons for Arjuna's rejection, which Yudhishthira is thinking of. Now, if somebody is so dejected, somebody is crying, somebody is in this kind of situation, that not ordinary small child, it is Gandhivadhari Arjuna, the person who defeated the Kauravas in the battlefield, killed millions of people to establish dharma, not ordinary person. So when he is in this mode, if someone sees this kind of conversation with no understanding of the value system which was there in the ancient times, they may think, Yudhishthira is asking, has someone addressed you with unfriendly words? Such a cheap thing. Why should he become dejected for such a thing? Or someone threatened you? Can someone threaten Arjuna? He killed millions of people in Dharma Yuddha. Could he not give charity to one who asked? Or could you not keep your promise to someone? So someone may think, is it really that strong reason which Yudhishthira is speculating? Does it look silly? Does it not look silly, and does it make any sense? Someone may think like this. Because we are in the context of Kali Yuga, where dharma is so much degraded that we cannot make out the kind of life, the value system, virtue they were living in. Now we can think like this. So hence, here is a hint for us. What was the culture in those days? In our Vedic culture, ancient times. Unlike the modern historians say, there are some Stone Age, Iron Age, monkeys. You can see a refined behavior here. And it is interesting, it is a mercy of the Lord and Vyasadeva. We are coming to know what was discussed between these two great personalities. Yudhishthira and Arjuna, not ordinary persons. Sometimes we are very keen to know, isn't it? To know what are the big people discussing. If the Prime Minister of India and President of United States meet, there are so many people, press, and they're waiting to know what are they discussing. Very keen to know. And sometimes people are also interested in understanding or knowing what big people discuss confidentially. What is their talk? If you see in the newspaper and media, all about Bollywood gossip is about this. Which gym he is going or she is going, what is he doing, what dress he is wearing, how much does it cost? And there will be articles, please know such and such celebrity's diet plan. So people wanted to know what is their personal life, how do they live. A lot of people are interested to know. And sometimes in some big political event, some media tries to capture off-stage conversations of two political leaders. When they come in front of mic, they speak differently. When they are together, next sitting each other, what are they discussing? We are always keen to know, because their decisions matter to the entire population. So people wanted to know what they would be discussing. So here are the two great personalities, Yudhishthira and Arjuna. We also should be interested, what is their discussion? What is their conversation? And it is the mercy of Vyasadeva. It is revealed to us in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. We know what are they discussing. We are discussing, there is not only we know what they discuss, we have Acharya's interpretations, Acharya's understanding, and they have given us such a beautiful literature. to know why did they discuss, what did they discuss. So that is the discussion. Hence it has a lot of value. There is a reason we can understand a lot of things from this. So what is that? Has someone addressed you with unfriendly words or threatened you? It's so important to speak rightly. It's so important in a refined, in a cultured society, how to behave, how to talk to another person. Because Vedic culture is meant for, Krishna consciousness is meant for those who are elevated, those who are in higher levels of consciousness. Their behavior is supposed to be very refined behavior. Not to be dumb and not to be like any other materialistic person's behavior. So Bhagavad Gita explains about austerity of speech, where we understand how we should speak. Let us read that first. It says in the 17th chapter, Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vanmaya tapa uchyate. There is austerity for speech, which Krishna explains in the 17th chapter of Gita. How should one speak? It matters. You can see it matters a lot. Hence Yudhishthira addressed this. It is not that, okay, after all we have to communicate, right? It's not important how I spoke. No, it matters. What does it say for one who is speaking? Austerity of speech consists in speaking truthfully, should be truthful and honest, and beneficially, and in avoiding speech that offends. One should also recite the Vedas regularly. Swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vanmayam tapa uchyate. That walk, that speech is speech in austerity. So those who are interested to elevate their consciousness to higher levels should be careful about what they speak, not to offend others. So this is another important learning. Hence, Yudhishthira must be asking this question that, has someone spoken to you unfriendly manner? So it matters for a person who is civilized. So there is a interesting story in Srimad Bhagavatam. We all know Gajendra's pastime. So Gajendra was previously the king Indradyumna. How did the king Indradyumna become a dumb elephant? So that is explained in the 8th canto of Bhagavatam. So King Indradyumna was Krishna conscious king, highly elevated in his consciousness. And he had given up his kingdom, given up everything for the purpose of achieving life's real goal, and has gone to forest in a secluded place. He's no more in the palace, no more in the kingdom, he has gone. And he is sitting and meditating in a secluded place. Nobody is there. And he had taken the vow of silence and worshipping the Lord. In that secluded place, when he was silently worshipping the Lord, the sage Agastya comes there with his all disciples and entourage. As Agastya enters, he sees the king Indradyumna sitting with matted hair and sitting and meditating, not even attending, not even speaking to him. Someone may think, what can he do? Agastya Muni was really got offended that here is a king, I am the rishi, I am the sage, I have come, he is not receiving me. What is there to receive? He is in the forest. He is alone, he is not in the palace. What is that he can give in reception? Nothing he has to give. Why did Agastya become angry? Agastya became angry and cursed him. You're so dumb, unintelligent. You're dumb and unintelligent. You deserve the body of an elephant, which is also dumb and unintelligent. For its size, it can do so many things. But the elephant has been controlled by a small human being because he's dumb and unintelligent. So you deserve the body of an elephant. Of course, this is a plan of the Lord. Indradyumna is a great devotee. Still, there is something to learn. What could have Indradyumna Maharaj done to avoid this situation? What he had, he could have spoken with the sweet words to the sage. My dear sage, I'm so auspicious that you have come, and seek his blessings for his spiritual advancement. He could have done something. So the sweet word, speaking nicely, speaking rightly at the right time, these are important elements of a civilized society. The society which is having high values should follow these principles. Hence, Krishna is mentioning in Bhagavad Gita about this austerity of speech. So, that is the one aspect which Yudhishthira could think of why Arjuna is dejected. He says, another reason could be, could you not give charity to one who asked? Someone might have asked charity and you could not give. For the modern Kali Yuga people, it doesn't matter. How many people ask charity, we give, it's my mercy. Isn't it? I don't care. But you see the value system of the ancient times. So we can remember, there is one more interesting pastime of in the scriptures. Because this is how we have to refer to the scriptures and see what was the value system. Then we come to know this was a refined society. Vedic society was like this. So once, the great king, this comes in Ramayana, Maharaja Raghu, from where the Raghu Amsha, the name has come from this king called Raghu. And Maharaja Raghu, all kings were always focused on ensuring dharma is established, dharma is maintained. And not only that, they also think of themselves going back to Godhead. It is not only that we give Krishna consciousness to others, we also think we going back to Krishna. So this is how the kings were always focused on. So King Raghu had just performed Vajapeya sacrifice, which contains offering all the wealth he has in the sacrifice. Then no more wealth he should be having. Everything is sacrificed for this yajna. So he had just sacrificed this. And immediately after the yajna was performed, one Brahmana comes to his kingdom by name Krutu. And Brahmana enters. And as Brahmana enters, king is supposed to offer something. Not only that, this Brahmana is not just standing quiet, he is asking something. And he is asking from King Raghu that, Maharaj, I am a Brahmana, I am in need of 6 lakh gold coins. Raghu, now what to do? I have given away everything, I don't have 1 rupee with me. No penny with me. How can I address this problem? He has asked charity from me. He can say, don't you see, I performed yajna now. I sacrificed everything. And for the welfare of everyone, that includes you also. Please understand my position. You come after some time, once I again earn the wealth. But he has asked charity and I should give. That is how a king thinks. Kshatriya thinks. He thought for a while what to do, how to address this. Where is the wealth reserved generally? With the Kubera. He decided, go to Kubera and ask, can you give 6 lakh gold coins? Because he cannot say no for somebody who asked for charity. He goes to Kubera and asks, I'm in need of wealth. Kubera said, I can't give. Maharaj Raghu said, better you give. If you don't give, I will fight a war with you. Get ready for a fight. King Raghu is very powerful king. And Kubera got scared. He said, I will deliver you whatever you need. Why 6 lakh coins? I will shower gold coin rain in your kingdom. So by the blessings of Kubera, so Raghu gets a rain of gold coin. And king says, Brahmana, now that I have got the wealth, please collect as much as you need. Brahmana says, no, I don't want as much as I want only 6 lakh gold coins. You see the value system of Brahmana again. King said, there is a rain of gold coins. You could have collected 10 million gold coins. But he said, I want 6 lakh, I am collecting and going. So again, you see the value system of Brahmana there. And you can see the value system which king was following. That how he fulfilled the promise. At any cost, ready to wage a war with Kubera for fulfilling somebody who asks for charity. And remaining wealth, the Maharaj Raghu returns back to Kubera. He said, this is not, I just asked what he needs. So this is the kind of refined society which we see in earlier days. We also see in Bhagavatam how always there used to be a tussle between the devatas and demons. Sometimes devatas get defeated, sometimes demons get defeated. I think Vishnu keeps check of them, the devatas, so that they know there is always opposing power, so that they are in control. So sometimes demons come to power, they become very religious, they make the state irreligious. Then again devatas become powerful. So it keeps on happening. In Bhagavatam we see many times this changeover is happening. So once all the devatas had lost their kingdom, lost their powers, demons were very powerful, they were ruling. Devasa did not know what to do. And they went to Vishnu. My dear Lord, as per your desire, we are supposed to be ruling. But now demons are ruling. They are making the state irreligious. It is not good. Please help us. So Vishnu says, yes, I will help you. And Vishnu gives an idea. You go, because that time these devatas were headed by Maharaj Bali, not ordinary demoniac family. It is coming from Prahlad Maharaj. And Bali was ruling, so they were very powerful, having good leader and good master, spiritual master for them like Shukracharya. They were very powerful. So Vishnu said, now you cannot wage a war against them and win. They are very powerful. Do one thing. You go and do a truce with them of Samudra Manthana. So Vishnu helps them this way, and you know how it happened, how difficult it was to carry the Mandara hills. Again they failed. Again Vishnu helped them and lifted and kept in the ocean. So every step Lord helps them. And finally, as Vishnu had already told them, when the nectar comes, you should be very quick. You should take it. You should not allow the demons to get it. But again devatas failed. And Vishnu had to come to resolve the problem and give nectar to devatas. Okay, after having nectar, they should be very powerful. Because they got nectar and demons did not get nectar. Other side is Bali. His blood boils against these devatas. How always Vishnu is helping them and cheating us. I am the most powerful king. You see, I was ruling. They came to in truce asking that both of us, let us churn the ocean. I helped them. And I got the nectar. Again, I was cheated. You can imagine the anger which Bali is undergoing. And Devatas were under attack by demons, because after the nectar they received and demons did not receive, they became very angry. And there was again a war. In that war, also Devatas almost fainted, lost. And Vishnu again came and helped them, revived them and gave them all energy and helped them to fight and defeat demons. And this time, all the demons were fainted and lost the war because Vishnu on their side. And then Shukracharya, being the spiritual master for all these devatas, he takes all of them, gives them new life, trains them, helps them to revive. Then after some time, again they become powerful and come for fighting with devatas. And this time, the devatas approach the sages. Now what to do? Again, you see the huge army of Bali Maharaj is coming towards us. What shall we do in this situation? All the learned sages gave advice to Indra. If you see that army which the demons are coming, don't look like you will survive. Better you take the form of some different species and run away and hide yourself. So all the devatas change to different species and they run away. And again Bali Maharaj becomes so powerful and he becomes the king. Devatas had no power. That is the time Aditi performs Payovrita for inviting the Lord to somehow save the devatas from this situation. Her sons after all. So you can see the Bali Maharaja's situation where again he was cheated, again he lost, because devatas always did something to him and he was against them, and now he is the king. Now this time Lord Vamana Deva comes and he comes to the arena of Yajna where Bali is performing, and he is asking, the small Brahmana is asking that the story, can you please give me 3 paces of land? Actually, Bali laughs. What is this? You are asking 3 paces. I could have given you island. I could have given planet. But Shukracharya reminds him, he is not ordinary boy. He is Vishnu. But already Bali has told, take whatever you want. Only yet to confirm with water, but he has given the word. You can see here the giving word is so important. So he has given the word, he has to give charity, he has accepted that I will give charity to this Brahmana. What is this Brahmana asking for? Shukracharya is saying, you don't listen to him. But Bali is not listening to Shukracharya because he said he is Vishnu. Also he has given promise to a Brahmana. Srimad Bhagavatam mentions there, the Mother Earth says, there is no heavier person than one who is a liar for me. The Mother Earth feels very heavy to carry somebody, very sinful man. So Mother Earth said, liar is the most sinful. So Bali remembers all this. I cannot take back from my promise of charity to this Brahmana. Shukracharya curses him. Since you are not listening to me, you will be bereft of all the riches. Now it is not just a story. Think from the shoes of Bali Maharaj. He had all the wealth. He was a king of all the planetary systems. He achieved the kingdom with that hardship. So many times he was cheated. He is against devatas. But here is Vishnu, came in the form of Brahmana boy and asked charity, and he knows my promise is going to lead to me becoming bereft of everything. He knows this. Having understood this situation also, he doesn't backstep from his promise. So this is the values. This is the virtue of Bali Maharaj. This is the virtue which you can see in the Vedic culture. Hence, here it is asked, could you not give charity to one who asked? So it does make sense for people like Arjuna. May not be people like us in Kali Yuga, but it makes sense for those who are interested in progressing in their life towards Krishna consciousness, Krishna. It makes sense for them. We have to be careful. Those who are in Krishna consciousness should be careful with our words, with our promises, because it matters for us. We cannot be untruthful. We cannot be telling lies. We have to be honest. These all matter in our spiritual life. We should not think spiritual life is just I am chanting, I am following all the principles, so my spiritual life is done and rest I can do anything. No. Our behavior matters in our spiritual life. It's very important how we speak, what we promise. So this is what we can understand from this. Then further he says, or could you not keep your promise to someone? One is that giving charity to somebody you asked. Another is that you have given promise to someone which you could not fulfill. Is there something like that? Because giving promise is very serious. Person who is honest and truthful. So you can see these elements of good culture in earlier days. So there is we also know in the Mahabharata, Prabhupada quoted this story many, many times. That how, till the 8th day of war in Mahabharata, fight was going on, making not much difference. And Duryodhana becomes very angry at their commander-in-chief, Bhishma Deva. He goes and tells Bhishma, Bhishma means Bhishma is coming to fight itself. All other kings used to run away or surrender. And now you are fighting from last 8 days. Nothing has happened to Pandavas. You are playing partiality. This is not correct. So he goes and speaks all this and ill words to Bhishma. Bhishma also, Kshatriya, he becomes because he has to do his duty. When somebody questions about his honesty, his duty, Kshatriyas become very, very strong. Bhishma said, yes, you think like this, it is not true. However, because you think like this, tomorrow I am going to kill all the 5 Pandavas with these 5 arrows. I have decided. You see this change, then you speak to me. This is the kind of promise which Bhishma makes. In case if the Pandavas have to be saved, it is only possible if Krishna breaks his promise. There is a gamble of all promises. Krishna's promise, Bhishma's promise, and Duryodhana's promise. Everybody has made promise, and for everyone their promise is important. You see in the Mahabharata, we see a lot of characters like this. For everyone their promise is important. Karna promised to Duryodhana that I will serve you throughout my life. For him, his promise is important. So Bhishma promised something, for him, his promise is important. Everybody is interested in their promise and words rather than the present ongoing life for them. So he said that I'm going to kill. So, but Duryodhana is still doubtful. Something will happen to these 5 arrows. He said to Bhishma, you see, I believe in you, but I don't believe in Pandavas. So give me those 5 arrows, I will keep with me safely. So Duryodhana takes those 5 arrows which are meant for killing Pandavas next day, and that was his life's mission. Throughout from childhood, Duryodhana is lived for this, to see that Pandavas dying and he becoming king. And here is that in his hand, the 5 arrows. He has achieved, and Bhishma made a promise, means now, no, it is going to happen. They know what is Bhishma's credentials, and it is going to happen. And he safely goes and keeps the arrows with him. You know, Krishna, nobody can cheat him because he can cheat anybody. So Krishna tells to Arjuna, you see all this happened there now. Why don't you go and collect those 5 arrows from Duryodhana? Arjuna said, why will he give arrows to me? That is his life and soul. That is the purpose he is living. Then Krishna reminds him, do you remember that once when you were in Vanavas, the Duryodhana was captured by somebody. You went and liberated him. And when some favor is done, Kshatriyas don't just take the favor. They feel very, inferior if they just take the favor. They give something. So Duryodhana that time told Arjuna, I'll give you something, whatever you ask. So Arjuna considered that as a post-dated check. For some time I can ask for this. So Krishna reminded Arjuna, now you go and ask. So now Arjuna goes and asks Duryodhana, I know Bhishma has taken a vow to kill us, and he has given the 5 arrows which you have kept safely. Those days you said you will fulfill my promise. Well, you promised that you will fulfill my wish. Here is my wish now, that I want those 5 arrows. Can see Duryodhana's situation. He is known for adharma, he is known for doing anything and everything. But did Duryodhana fulfill the wish of Arjuna for his promise? Yes. That Duryodhana who is considered to be most adharmi, still he kept his word. He gave those arrows to Arjuna. So sometimes when we see this, we understand that the modern population in Kali Yuga is more degraded than Duryodhana. They take Ishwar ki sapat leta hu. And it happens, we keep seeing this. And it is difficult. It is nobody's fault. It is neither their fault nor our fault. It is the fault of Kali Yuga. Dharma is degraded. Neither we keep our promise to somebody, nor our leaders keep our promise to us. The world of cheated and cheaters and a chaotic world. That's why Prabhupada uses this world. This world is fully chaotic. And there is an emergency. This emergency requirement of Krishna consciousness. Because Krishna consciousness is not eating, sleeping, mating, defending. That is taken care one step above that. Which we bring in a refined behavior. We think of higher values of life. So we as a propagators of Krishna consciousness, for us a great learning here, when we hear the talks of the great personalities like Yudhishthira, who is a representation of Dharma, and Arjuna, great devotees, their conversation we see, these all matters. Not like in the beginning we discussed, for the modern man can think, for that dejected Arjuna who is just bowing his head down and tears are gliding, and such a big change, such a big sad news in his life could be this one? Yes. Hence Yudhishthira is asking this question. Because we understand the values which they were following. For them this matters. For them values is more important than their mortal life. Because values carry with the soul. Mortal, this body goes away. What value we live in, it goes with us. It comes with us as we travel from this body to the another body. So these all are important things for us. So we see such promises are given lot of importance in scriptures. With the last one more thing, I will end this. That how Vasudeva made promise to Kamsa. We all know that. And Kamsa was about to kill Yashoda, Devaki. The Vasudeva made a promise. Before making promise, he tried his best. He said to Kamsa, you see, this body is temporary. It will fall apart. When we take birth, it's already decided we will die. What is a big matter that some news has come that you're going to die? Anyway, everyone have to die in this world. He tried to give all this logic. Did not work for Kamsa. Another logic he gave. Kamsa, you're such a reputed king. What will happen to your reputation if you kill your sister? That also did not work for Kamsa. What did work for Kamsa? And Vasudeva promised that every son of mine, every child of mine, as soon as it takes birth, I'll come and surrender them to you. You do whatever you want. Kamsa was convinced. That is a promise. Because Vasudeva will not run away. When the promise is made, that is the system. We see in the modern age, people take big loans and run away to different country. And they made all the promise to the bank that I will give back my money. They have signed, they have agreed legally, everything. Now they have run away. But when Vasudeva is promising, Kamsa is yes. He is promising. Vasudeva is known for honoring his words. He will come and give. He left them free. So these important points we can understand from this. Okay, now all those is ancient times. What about present days? Kali Yuga, everything is degraded. Still we have a thread to get connected to the very elevated consciousness through our acharyas. All the great acharyas in our parampara were maintaining these high standards of life. What they promised, they did. What vow they have taken, they followed throughout their life. We are fortunate to come under the guidance of such acharyas who have taken who have fulfilled, who have led the life with high dignity, with their promise. Like Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur said, go and preach to the English-speaking world. Prabhupada just went. Not considering the situations, not considering his health, not considering his advanced age. This is how our acharyas are. And we are fortunate to be in touch with them and receive that values from them. And we are supposed to improve ourselves from this degraded state of consciousness to the higher consciousness so that we can also progress in our spiritual life. These are important points to progress in our spiritual life. So I'll end with the two quotes of Srila Prabhupada. Okay, what is Prabhupada's promise? Which is very interesting and which is inspiring for all of us and to become more determined to serve Prabhupada. Prabhupada said in a letter in 1971, it is a basic principle that one must accept a bona fide spiritual master in order to achieve the highest perfection of life, love of God. I thank all of you very much for accepting me as your spiritual master. And I promise that I will take you back to home, back to Godhead. This promise is coming from whom? Who kept their promise, not like us. Someone who kept their promise. So Prabhupada has promised that he will take us back to Godhead if we follow him sincerely. One more remembrance of one devotee. One day, one by one, each boy came in to meet Srila Prabhupada. And when we were all there, and Prabhupada said, you all are gems. You are 100% engaged in devotional service. You are all brahmacharis and you are selling my books. Thank you very much. Just do your level-headed best. Prabhupada said this to all the devotees. And this devotee recollects. I felt great relief when I heard this because I was under a lot of pressure on that party the devotees pushed us hard and hyped us up to sell Srila Prabhupada's books. But Prabhupada said, just do your level-headed best. And the idea of level-headed sunk into me. I thought, this is logical and spiritual. This is the truth. Prabhupada only wants our level-headed best. One devotee asked, Prabhupada, if we die on Sankirtana, will we go back to home, back to Godhead? Prabhupada said, whatever state of the mind in at the time of death, that state you will attain. If you think of Krishna, you die on Sankirtan, you go home back to Godhead. If you don't think of him, then maybe not. So everyone in the room sighed, silent. They hadn't got what they wanted. Then Prabhupada said again, but I promise you this. If you distribute my books until your dying day, Lord Chaitanya will personally come and take you back home, back to Godhead. Then all the devotees were fully relieved. Haribol, like this. So this is the promise of Srila Prabhupada. And we understand persons who have high values in their life, for them their promise is very serious. And it is such a good news for all of us that Prabhupada has promised, if you follow sincerely, he will take us back to Godhead. With this, we'll stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.